Hello, I'm Christiane Piano, and I'm excited to share something truly special with you. The Pleasure series was a life giving embodied learning experience. Over 5 weeks, we delved into healthy pleasure in the context of work, play, and love, opening the door to becoming more re enchanted with everyday life. Now that the series is complete, I'm taking the time to listen back to each participant's unique experience. Today, I had a conversation that really stood out, and I'm thrilled to share some snippets with you now. Take a listen.
What was your greatest surprise in the evolution of the series and your experience of it?
To me personally, or about the series itself?
Both. Either way.
About the series itself, the biggest surprise was uh, getting to understand from the first touch base, the first session, that the actual work is being done across the week and not on Sundays. That was my first, because yes, we've been doing work together. I I was in your reset. I'm an avid listener of your reflections, but this was my first series. And so I thought in the beginning that it's work on Sundays, but the actual work happens across the week with the playlists, with taking notes and so on. This is something that I did not expect. And so that was the first surprise in terms of the flow. And it was a nice surprise. It was a nice surprise. It wasn't carving my, time for on the Sunday. Sunday was touch base and absorbing new things, and then it was letting the body mind work its own with its own rhythm through the week by engaging with the playlist and so on, to actually come to some new feelings, some new understanding. So that was one thing. Second thing, for me personally, the biggest surprise was, it's not really a biggest surprise because of the parallel work we've been doing. It really comes down to unlearning more than learning.
And how did you find the playlist supportive during the week?
Very much. Very much. I tried with a few options. I tried batching it all together. I tried injecting little bits and pieces throughout the day. The second one worked better for me because, first of all, I noticed that it was kind of like a subtle message to the series itself, is that at the end of the day, work and play are not separate, should not be separate. And so batching it into, okay, now I have my pleasure time. No, like pleasure time can be as you're writing your to-do list for the day after. Pleasure can be as you are hanging your clothes to dry. And so in that same way, intertwining the playlist in a very natural and non-aggressive and non-pushed way into your daily ordinary allowed for realization that you really don't have to ask God Almighty for another 5 hours a day.
When it comes to embodied learning, one of the challenges for many people is actually giving themselves permission to feel,
Mhm.
right? Because we're not on Sunday we have conversations about themes and we speak about things conceptually, and then the playlist is there for one to actually embody what we've explored, which is a lifelong exploration. But what would you say your experience was in going beyond the irrational and allowing yourself in your very own way during the week to explore, allowing yourself to feel?
Well, I can say without a crumb of arrogance that I've been a fast learner as far as series is concerned, but because of the one-to-one maturation work, I stopped trying to understand things. I started to feel them. I'll give you a concrete example. When the first notion of pleasure as the seventh sense was introduced, our minds generally tend to go into, okay, how do I rationalize this? And mine went as well. Other participants went as well. Um, and as soon as I noticed that I was trying to rationalize it, I was awake enough to understand that this is not the way. You have to let it sink in, and there's going to be some molecule in the body, some piece of fascia, I don't know, which is going to internalize this. So it's been a reinforcer that the true experience, more often than not, does not go through the rational mind.
If there was one thing you wanted to tell people in the world after experiencing this series,
Hmm.
what would it be?
I'm looking at all the notes, but it comes down, do it. Just do it and trust the process. Don't try to rationalize it in
When
any
you
way.
say do it, what are you referring to? What's the it you're referring to?
Do the pleasure series if it ever gets up goes up another time. I believe that it's very it's a very good door opener to start to layer off these veils of what we were taught we should be like, how life should be, how work should be put in your daily lives. This whole illusion that you can only enjoy your life while on vacation and so on. It brings a completely different dimension. I think it's a more truthful one, and a definitely healthier one.
I want to open it up to you sharing whatever it is you had prepared.
Well, a few things is I already spoke about the how I felt, different angles, different contexts, different playlists, different practices are all to be seen as potential door openers. What works for someone doesn't work for someone else. For me, for some reason, and I don't care what the reason is, slowing down was the door opener, but it doesn't mean that it's the same for everyone. And I started to prioritize more actively body mind well-being. Whereas before it was prioritizing mind well-being, veiled again, because everything was done through pushing, through pressing, and so on. And with the series, along with the one-to-one maturation work, I really recommitted to loving my body mind, starting to love my body mind more in little things. Lately, after the last session of the series, I've been starting to feel less and less the need to make every minute useful in a practical way.
Oh,
Thank you again, and looking forward to our next work. And yeah, to whomever you said before, it was a catalyst, the fact that you've been doing one-to-ones. So if anyone is still kind of tiptoeing around it, I just say just do it.